They say love is expressed in the little things, a gesture, a smile, a simple dinner. But when my husband requested dinner that night, I never expected it to lead to a revelation that would change everything. The day had been uneventful, a quiet rhythm of chores and errands. I was folding laundry when Adam, my husband, came into the room. There was something in his demeanor that caught my attention, a calmness that felt deliberate, almost rehearsed. "Hey," he said, leaning against the doorframe. "I was thinking, maybe tonight we could have dinner, just the two of us. I'll leave the planning to you." His request was simple enough, even sweet, but it struck me as unusual. We hadn't had a private dinner in months. Life had become a series of rushed meals and distracted conversations. His sudden interest in spending time together felt out of place, but I nodded, brushing aside my unease. "Sure," I said. "I'll make something nice." I spent the afternoon preparing. Cooking had always been therapeutic for me, a way to lose myself in the rhythm of chopping, stirring, and seasoning. As I worked, I found myself wondering about Adam's sudden shift. Had he noticed the distance between us? Was this his way of reconnecting? I wanted to believe that, but a nagging doubt lingered. By the time evening came, the table was set, the food plated, and a bottle of wine opened. Adam arrived home, his face lighting up at the sight of the effort I'd put in. He kissed me on the cheek, murmuring a soft thank you that sent a shiver down my spine. There was something in his tone that felt final. We sat down, the clinking of utensils the only sound between us for a while. Finally, Adam broke the silence. "This is really nice. I didn't realize how much I missed this us." I smiled, but it felt forced. "I've missed it too." "Have you?" he asked, his gaze sharp, probing. The question caught me off guard. "Of course," I said quickly. "Why would you ask that?" He set down his fork, leaning back in his chair. "Because I've been wondering if we're both as invested in this marriage as we used to be." My heart skipped a beat. "Adam, where is this coming from?" He sighed, running a hand through his hair. "I've been thinking a lot about us lately, about how things have changed, and I realized that maybe I've been ignoring things I shouldn't have." "What things?" I asked, my voice trembling. He didn't answer immediately, his eyes scanning my face as if searching for something. "You've been distant," he said finally, "and I've been trying to figure out why." The air between us grew heavy, the unspoken words hanging like a storm cloud. I knew what he was getting at, but I wasn't ready to face it. "Adam, Is there someone else?" he asked bluntly, his tone devoid of anger, but the hurt in his eyes was unmistakable. I opened my mouth to deny it, to reassure him, but the words wouldn't come. My silence was answer enough. Adam's jaw tightened, and he looked away, the weight of my betrayal settling between us. "I see," he said quietly. Tears filled my eyes. "Adam, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for it to happen." "Who is it?" he asked, his voice calm but firm. I hesitated, the name caught in my throat. Finally, I whispered, "It doesn't matter. What matters is us. I want to fix this." He shook his head, a bitter laugh escaping his lips. "It doesn't matter? Do you even hear yourself? You've been unfaithful and now you want to pretend it's something we can just fix?" "Please," I said, reaching for his hand. "It was a mistake, a terrible mistake. But I love you. I've always loved you." Adam pulled his hand away, standing up abruptly. "Love?" he said, his voice rising. "Is that what you call this? I trusted you. I trusted us." The raw emotion in his voice broke me. I stood too, desperate to make him understand. "Adam, please, don't let this be the end. We can get through this. I know we can." He turned to face me, his expression unreadable. For a moment, I thought he might soften, might give me a chance. But then he spoke, his words cutting through me like a knife. "You've made your choice. Now I'm making mine." With that, he walked out, leaving me alone in the echo of his departure. The dinner I'd so carefully prepared sat untouched, a bitter reminder of everything I'd lost. I sank into my chair, the weight of my choices crashing down on me. In the weeks that followed, I tried to reach out to Adam, to salvage what was left of our marriage. But he was resolute. He filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. The irony wasn't lost on me. The differences weren't irreconcilable. They were choices I'd made, choices that had shattered the trust between us. This is my story. A cautionary tale of how a single moment of weakness can unravel years of love and commitment. I lost my husband, my partner, the man who once looked at me like I was his entire world. And while I'll always carry the weight of my mistakes, I've learned that trust, once broken, is almost impossible to rebuild. Some dinners are just too costly.